Well, last night when the PM auctioned off dinner with herself for charity, she got a little more than she bargained for. Thanks to $31,000 from GetUp and Australian Marriage Equality, she's set to host 3 gay couples for dinner at the Lodge. Gay marriage has been a hot potato for the PM ever since the election.
I want to be able to say to that woman that I love, will you marry me, not will you civil union me.
But she's been unwavering in her stance.
Marriage is between a man and a woman. Man and a woman. Man and a woman.
The thing is, increasingly, more Aussies support gay marriage. A recent poll shows 75% of us think marriage equality is inevitable. On the subject of marrying partner Tim Matheson, the PM's remarkably coy.
All of this is kind of stuff you do for yourselves, not for anything to do with political cycles.
Which is a bit rich, considering the Labor Party's hardline stance on gay marriage is entirely political. One of the criticisms levelled at the PM is she overreacts to public opinion. The polls sneeze on the mining tax, she waters it down. Polls cough on asylum seekers, and she gets tough. Yet most Aussies support gay marriage, and still she won't budge. Julia Gillard is a self-confessed atheist living in a de facto relationship. She's made her own choices and is proud of them. So why does the Prime Minister struggle to show leadership when it comes to treating all people's values and choices equally? Alex Greenwich is from Australian Marriage Equality. Now, you really stitched up the pollies last night. You also won dinner with the 3 independents. You've got all the power brokers. Now, be honest, who would you rather have dinner with, Julia Gillard or Bob Katter? Bob would have some pretty interesting conversation.
Yeah, sure thing. I mean, it's a really tough call. With the Prime Minister, we obviously want to put a face to the issue so she can understand it. With the independents, it's an important message to get across to them that there are gay and lesbian people and couples in rural and regional areas. So having their local member support them on this issue will make a huge impact for them.
Alex, let's assume that you are sitting down with the PM and Tim. What is the main point that you want to get across to her?
Well, yeah, I guess particularly with Tim, we'd start by talking about what we have in common. And for me and him, it would be that we both really believe in marriage and we think it's important. We would share stories and we'd share the impact that this discrimination has on gay and lesbian couples. I mean, I remember myself being a teenager while Paul Keating was the Prime Minister, and he said, 2 men and a Cocker Spaniel do not make a family. And although, looking back on it, it was quite funny, it had a huge impact on me because I would be trying to convince myself that I'm straight. And the comments that the Prime Minister makes these days are not much better than back then.
Alex, do you really think you can make a difference over a couple of hours at the Lodge? Will we see Julia next year on a float at the Mardi Gras?
I would love to see her, and I can go right here and invite her to it. I know Mardi Gras and myself would love to have her part of it. You know, I don't know if we'll have the silver bullet that night to change her mind, but what we will do is we will start a conversation. It's a conversation we started with the Australian public not too long ago, and now we know 62% of Australians support it. That's about twice the popularity of the Labor Party at the moment. And I guess we would just try to make the point to the Prime Minister that Prime Ministers are not remembered for the taxes they introduce, but for the social changes that they make. And this is a great and historic opportunity for the Prime Minister and the Labor Party to change so many lives in a way that doesn't affect anyone, doesn't cost anyone anything.
Alex, you mentioned before that you wanted to let the independents know that there are gay people in rural Australia. What did you make of Bob Katter's comments that he'd, walk a couple of hundred kilometres backwards if there was one gay person in his electorate?
I'm happy to introduce him to a couple of gay people in his electorate. Bob Katter is someone who feels very passionately about a number of topics, and we would just hope to share with him that this is something we feel really passionately about too.
Well, good luck. I hope dinner lives up to your expectations, and I really hope you are successful. Thanks for talking to us tonight, Alex.
Thanks so much, guys.
Now, guys, we have a young gay couple who look after our kids when we're working, and they're absolutely fabulous. When I speak to them about the issue of gay marriage, they say to me it's not so much about the marriage or the piece of paper, but it's when it comes to kids, they want the same equality and the same rights, not to just be able to have them, but then perhaps if your relationship goes pear-shaped, who gets control over the kids or custody of the kids? There's a lot of uncertainty there for them.
It is about rights, like you suggest. We live in a country where some people have rights that others don't. This is the same as saying black people can't get married or blonde people can't get married. And if everyone is going to be equal, it has to mean everyone.
We've had a web poll on our website about this all day. Should same-sex couples be allowed to marry? It is the biggest response to a web poll we have ever had. 73% saying yes, 27% saying no. Still time to vote. Go on the website.
Surprised it's 27% no still, to be honest with you. And I'm surprised as well there's so much controversy around gay marriage. Check out the same-sex couples rocking up to Canberra's midwinter ball last night. Nicola Roxon took one of her staffers along. Here they are. Now have a look what Nicola has to say about her husband.
Rather more attractive than my husband.
Yeah, he's probably watching, Nicola. That's not very nice. And here's the power couple of the evening, though. Treasurer Wayne Swan and Transport Minister Anthony Albanese. What a beautiful couple. Have a listen to the introduction.
This is my day. This is my day, yeah. And what a beautiful date you have. It's terrific.
I'll give you a review at the end of the night.
We'll pass on the review. Thanks, Anthony.
Not one to kiss and tell. Stick around, lots more on the way.